lasts, and in-betweens. We're certainly not the last class to get a smile and a kiss from Bruiser walking across campus. We are never going to be the last class to begin our college careers by serving our local community and pursuing our passions. Above all else, come hell or high water, we will never be the last class to come to Adrian College and find a motivated and supportive community of students, faculty, and staff, and leave with the skills and tools needed to be inspiring industry leaders and professionals with high hopes and dreams for our bright futures ahead. The people and the experiences that we are most grateful for are the ones that will continue us on this upward path for the rest of our lives. In the spirit of gratitude, thank you to my fellow classmates for being a part of this community with me. Whether we spent most of these moments together or barely crossed paths, you contributed your gifts and talents to continue the legacy of this incredible community. Thank you for prioritizing the preservation of the Adrian College experience and for continually seeking to develop the institution's ability to develop both the knowledge in our heads and the care in our hearts.
Thank you to the roommates, friends, teammates, and peers who, although we have only known each other for 4 years, it seems impossible to think about being surrounded by anyone else in the coming weeks. We celebrated each other's accomplishments, became each other's biggest cheerleaders, and never let each other struggle alone. College has been called the most formative years of our lives, but I can say for certain that these last 4 years have included both the most amazing and most difficult moments of my life. One constant, however, is the support of my friends through it all. It is impossible to thank everyone who makes up our AC family. Together, you have each played an integral role in helping us achieve this momentous milestone.
And you be proud to be a graduate of Adrian College. It's a good day to be a Bulldog. Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2023.
Today's students on the threshold of a magical time in your life, a time of significant growth and introspection, self-awareness, challenge, and opportunity. A time when you will always look back at and say, you know what? Those were incredibly special years. Never experienced before I arrived and never replicated after you leave college.
continue to take pride and learn from Asa Mahan's leadership today. 161 years of commitment to harnessing the power of creativity, ingenuity, community, and academic excellence.
I believe that if you get your degree here, the world is going to feel like it's shrinking.
Good evening, soccer fans, and welcome inside Docking Stadium for tonight's matchup between the Yellow Jackets of Defiance College and the Bulldogs of Adrian College. Happy to have you with us here in Lenawee County. I'm Calvin Keys, joined by Dakota Schneider. And Dakota, both of these teams have played a very compacted schedule. Both are coming off of games on Tuesday that went very different ways, with Defiance coming out on top 4-2 over Hiram. And on the other side of things, the Bulldogs fell at the hands of Cleary University 3-0. What do both of these teams need to do respectively to carry their respective momentum or struggles into tonight's game?
Well, as we were talking about in private, Calvin, these are two very new teams, new staff, new elements about them, very different strategies that they're taking this year. I think mainly for the Bulldogs, as a point of needing to just make their mark here, is as we've seen last time and just throughout their season, they like to rush into things and they don't take their time and touches as much. So I think that's going to be a key element to their success tonight.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to look to hopefully see a more deliberate Bulldog attack, looking to work cohesively as a unit. The good news is we have seen improvement in the first 6 games of the year for the Bulldogs. The bad news is they still are yet to find their first win 6 games in, so really looking for one tonight against Defiance College. The only real comparable between these two teams going into this game is their matchups against Concordia Ann Arbor. Bulldogs fell 2-1, and Defiance was able to beat them 4-2, so we'll see how this one plays out as Kellyum Green will get us started, dropping that one off for Monsalvo. It's controlled here by Hofius. Drops it off to Leeline. Here's Alex Green. They'll switch the field here. Over to the near side, controlled by Aiden Bader, freshman from South Wales, New York. Green lost his footing, but able to get it to Hofius just in time. Good passing here to start things off for the Bulldogs, Dakota.
Looking like a positive outcome so far, a lot different from what we've seen in previous this season.
Green will look all the way back for Leeline, wearing the captain's armband this evening. Aiden Leeline, a junior from Sterling Heights, Michigan. They'll work it back to the far side. Here's Keats with the ball at his feet. Line plays the long ball. Looking over the top for Emmert, who will run onto it. Here's Owen Emmert. The ball falls to him and just sent it wide. Grade A chance right off the bat for Emmert. A great effort, but wasn't able to tuck it inside that right post.
Well, look at this already, Calvin. I mean, as you can see for the first about a minute and a half of this matchup, that ball didn't move past the 50-yard line, and it was consistently in the Bulldog possession. And then they move it forward, and they have a great chance on goal. All right, they're not able to finish it, but the possession is there.
Yeah, dangerous effort for the Bulldogs. Emmert not quite able to cash in. He'll control it in the penalty area now. This is stolen away by Maurer. Still Joshua Maurer with the ball, trying to move it out. Stolen away by Alex Green. Again, Maurer sliding in to steal it away. He'll move it up the near sideline here. This is into the feet of Riley Hensley. Dropped off and then back out wide for Griffin Meyer. Bulldogs pressing hard, and Alex Green will steal it away. Kelliam Green couldn't hold on to it as he was bumped into by Savonberg. Ball back in the Yellow Jackets' possession. And then quickly for Green. He'll look backwards. Monsalvo. Long ball will find Keents. Tried to chest it down. Almost went off that left arm. Hophius chipped over the top. Looking again for Emmert, who's going to get body position. Sends one into the mixer. Nobody home. Picked up here by Bignell, playing the left wing position after he's played at left back a lot so far this year. Won the ball. Gets called for the foul. Thoughts on that one?
That call could have gone either way, Calvin. I mean, from our point of view, it really did. You could see just the clean contact with it, but from the referee's point of view, it could have looked a whole lot different.
Musser will head this ball out of the air. Definitely agree. Definitely a little bit of contact there from Bignell, but it looked like he got mostly the ball. Emmert will cut it back for Bignell now. Not enough mustard on that cross. Sent forward, and the offside flag has gone up against the Bulldogs, presumably against Emmert there on that run. They'll go back to their goalkeeper, Killam here. Ball crossed the width of the field and then misplayed by the Yellow Jackets, so this will set up a Bulldog throw-in. That was a heavy touch from Stojkovic. Keats has the ball at his feet. Line, the right back, and clipped there was Kelliam Green. Set piece for the team in white coming up. Bulldogs in their all-white uniforms. Defiance in the all-black. Here on a pleasant evening in Adrian, Michigan. Pretty much the perfect weather. Cool temperatures, not too hot, not too cold, and wind not playing much of a factor either. Kelliam Green will cross this one in. Finds its way all the way to the far post where waiting was Bader, but cleared away by the Yellow Jackets. Good early pressure here from the Bulldogs. Bignell couldn't hold on. Touched away now by Meyer. Trying to find an escape route. Bignell's work rate has been incredible on this left side of the pitch. Now he'll send one in that's picked off by Promsurin. And now the ruling is that the ball rolled past the end line, so it'll be a goal kick for Defiance. Bignell's been pretty impressive on that left side here in the early goings, Dakota. That's
been really where a lot of the ball placement up towards the Defiance net really has been.
Even when Bignell has lost the ball, there's been a couple of occasions where he's worked really hard to win it back as the ball just went out there on Klopfenstein. So a throw in here on the near touchline. Put back into play by Bader. Turned over quickly and on for Line. Keats into the middle. Extremely heavy touch from Alex Green. Defiance has it. Looking to flick it on was Hensley. He had a hat trick in the Yellow Jackets last game against Hiram. Leads the team with 6 goals in 7 matches. Hensley, a senior from Swanton, Ohio. Top scoring threat for this Yellow Jacket team. You'll see him up top on your screen. wearing the number 11 shirt. Bignell got a piece of that feed. Sent ahead by Bader. Monsalvo up for the header. Touchdown by Fuller. Stanojkovic worked wide. Yellow Jackets gaining possession, as they control the ball for some of the first scenarios in this game. Bader wins the race. Long ball ahead. Emmert applying pressure as it's Promsurin on the ball, and he'll just be forced to play this one out of bounds. You see the pressure paying dividends for Emmert as the Bulldogs get the possession back there.
Absolutely, but what I'm really focused on, Calvin, is the Bulldogs have spent a lot of time behind that 50-yard line, but the ball has consistently been theirs. And I like how they've also been looking to make room with the ball as well and not trying to keep it in the bunches with the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there. Using the full width of the field, spreading Defiance out. This will be controlled by Alex Green. Andre Hofius over the top. Emmert will give chase. Getting a foot in just in time was Yuki. Out for another Bulldog throw. Promising signs here in the early daws for Adrian. Just a little over 7 minutes in, the cross played in and way over any potential attackers who would try to get ahead on it.
I think this is a great position for the Bulldogs to be in right now. Compared to last time when we watched them here at home, they really didn't have as many opportunities this early in this game closer to the opponent's net. So I'm glad to see that they're making those changes out in and off the field.
Yeah, the last broadcast we did work was last week, the crosstown rivalry matchup against Siena Heights. And that was a game that we knew was going to be a tough test for the Bulldogs. They ended up falling 4-1 here at home. Whereas going into this game, we knew that the Bulldogs were going to have a decent chance to find their first win of the season. This is played on looking for Hensley, but the pass was a bit too heavy, and Musser's able to backtrack. He's knocked over, but clears the danger momentarily. Yellow Jackets will play quick here. Musser back in again. Arguably the Bulldogs' best defender. Has his work cut out for him here. Shielding it, Griffin Meyer. Looking for the overlapping run. He'll play it on for Klopfenstein. Beautiful cross here, and that's set just over the crossbar. Stanojkovic got a head on it, just over the bar. Explosiveness to get up in the air, and really, Stanojkovic just not able to get that ball down on the header.
I think that for the Yellow Jackets' first attempt up at the Bulldog net, I think that was, like you said, a lot of explosive energy. I think the Bulldogs should be a little bit more cautious when the ball is in the Yellow Jacket possession more towards their net.
Yeah, certainly that attack came out of nowhere. A beautiful service from Klopfenstein, and then drifting at that back door was Stanojkovic, who got up for it. And at the end, Jack Stanojkovic couldn't quite get the header down, had the right direction on it. Lee line. Long ball. No one in a white shirt in the vicinity. This is backwards, Promsurin. Swings it wide to Klopfenstein. Meyer looks all the way back for the keeper, Ori Killam. Swings it wide to the left. Nearly turned over there by Holtzapfel. He holds on and gets away from Emmert. And now they'll look to counter. Musser missed it. Now Meyer sent wide for Hensley. Riley Hensley strikes it with his right, and that's right through the hands of Jackson Vaca. Defiance up 1-0. And that is 7 goals in 8 matches for Riley Hensley. He continues his hot streak. Another look at it here. What do you see, Dakota?
Well, I mean, biggest thing is there was a little bit of a misinput, if you would, by the Adrian defense, really not covering where they need to be. Brady Musser did go a little bit more to the center, which gave the Yellow Jackets the opportunity to pass it right off their side of the pitch and just send it into the net.
Yeah, like you said, it started with Musser just kind of inexplicably missing the ball there as the Yellow Jackets were looking to build a counterattack. But for Jackson Vaca from that angle, he's probably going to want that one back. Musser heads it along. Dropped off by Klopfenstein. I think a big reason why Hensley was able to get that ball through. He just put his laces right through it.
Absolutely. And with Musser not getting back to his position in time, that really gave him all the time in the world to do exactly what he wanted to. He had the time to put the accuracy and power onto it.
Just curious to see if Hensley was going to look to cut back onto his left foot to try to curl it far post, but he just went with the power route. It paid off as a dangerous ball sent in by Bignell. They say Emmert was offsides, but he was just inches away from getting his head on that and making it a tie ball game. It'll be played out from the back here by Killam. Klopfenstein into the middle for the Yellow Jackets captain. Savonberg couldn't hold on, out for a Defiance throw-in. Bulldogs, as we said, come into this match looking for their first win. They're 0-5-1. Defiance boasting a 3-3-1 record and coming off a 4-game unbeaten streak where they've really found some confidence. Beat Hiram 4-2 in their latest match. Got a draw against Oberlin, and then before that, wins over Concordia and MIAA foe for the Bulldogs, Alma College. So they're looking to continue their run. Last year, it was a different story. As the Yellow Jackets came away with a 2-12-5 record. Bulldogs were only able to get 2 wins last season as well, posting a 2-14-2 record, as Bignell will take the set piece for them. Long ball sent in, looking pretty good. Leeline trying to get there as it took a bounce and got away from him, out for a goal kick. What do you like about that service from Gavin Bignell?
I think Bignell couldn't have had a more perfect contact with that ball. I think really the problem there was just his receivers getting into the position that they needed to be. That strike was perfect. It had the perfect bend right, going towards the the further right bar of the net, right where their receivers, like I said, should have been.
Good service from Bignell. No one able to get on the end of it. This is touched into the center by Promsurin. Killam. Swung across right to Bignell, trying to make the ball sit for him. Here's Bader. Errant pass, looking to win it back now. Savonberg. Maurer now. Works to the far side. Flicked into the middle. Getting a piece of that one was Keats to break it up. Looking to win it back now. Kelliam Green. Strong play that bowls over a Yellow Jacket. Looking to center. It's Kelliam Green probably fortunate there wasn't a foul call there. It was definitely a physical play, but got body position, so the referee lets them play on. Now another player going to ground. From the looks of things, the official is going to let this be a physical affair.
I think, yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. It's going to turn out just to be how our last matchup here in Docking Stadium went. Referees letting most of everything go on play. There are a few wild cards in and out, but, yeah, I think it'll be another physical matchup.
What we saw there was as long as it's called consistently, players don't usually have much of a problem. The only issue that usually arises is things continue to ramp up usually throughout a match, so it's always crucial to rein things in the early going as we're about 14 minutes in here. Defiance leading 1-0 thanks to a goal from Riley Hensley a few moments ago to give the visitors a 1-0 lead. Plenty of time for Promsurin. Chip ahead, brought down by Bader for Bignell. One-touch passing from the Dogs. Sent ahead, Emmert can't control. Falls for Alex Green, and he'll lose possession. Headed back on by Hofius. Misplayed, and Bignell, heavy touch on it.
I think if Bignell had gone to the ground there, I think there definitely would have been a call made there. A lot of big body by that Yellow Jacket.
Yeah. Got bumped into a little bit there. Bulldogs are down 1 goal. They can't panic, though. I think for both these teams trying to settle it down. Defiance just controlling right now.
The biggest thing for the Bulldogs is keeping on the Yellow Jacket side of the pitch because as we can see with the few times that the Yellow Jackets have gotten to the Bulldog side, they've made promises on their performance and have gotten it in the net.
Into the middle now for Maurer. Lays it off back wide for Prom-Surin. Blocked well by Bignell. Feels like Defiance has really tried to play down this near side to their right. Must be liking the matchup they see over there. Green finds Kelliam Green in the middle. Alex to Kelliam. And back for Alex Green. Chips it over. Looking for Bignell. Sent into the box and swept away by Holtzapfel. Holding up the ball now is Hensley. One touch passing. Releases for Hensley. Tried to fool Musser, who misplayed it again. Hensley waiting for help as his crossing attempt is blocked away off the side of Leline. Adrian able to get back in position defensively. What have you seen from Riley Hensley so far in this match that has alluded to his ability to score 7 goals already in this young season? This ball sent to the back post. Headed away by Keats. Ushered on by Musser. 3 consecutive headers in the air for the Bulldogs. Kelliam Green looking for it as the offside flag was up against Defiance. Back to my question, what have you seen from Hensley that's impressed you?
Well, a lot of the aggression you can see off the bat. He's ready to just dart in there as soon as he sees his opportunity. I can really appreciate that.
Doesn't need a lot of chances, as we've seen. He's kept quiet for the beginning of this match and then burst onto the scene to give his team the lead, as that one sent out into the stratosphere by Prom-Surin. Didn't leave much doubt to that clearance.
Doesn't leave much to gravity either.
Lay this one back for Killam. What goes up must come down, and it will here. Onto Ryan Keats's foot as he'll shovel that one aside.
I think a big thing there, instead of passing it, Musser had possession of the ball, and I think instead of sending it down, I think if he'd taken a bit more time, he would have been able to find an opening or another defender to pass it to.
Bulldogs started this match really controlling the play, and now you get the feeling that's shifted a little bit.
I think they're getting a little bit anxious with obviously with the 1-0 lead with the Yellow Jackets right now. It's not really much to be afraid of right now, but I think they might be a bit skittish that one thing could lead to another, and they'll just keep going down with their loss.
Flag is up again. It was Griffin Meyer who got over-eager behind the back line. Set piece on the ground. Bader. He'll work hard to win it back, and they'll say that it was all ball there from Meyer.
I would agree with that. I think Bader really did put himself in front of the Yellow Jacket, and it was really his own fault that he got on the ground.
Meyer sent on. Miscommunication. Maurer coughs it up to Bignell. Bignell will force this one into the middle. Kelliam Green can't get it. Keats. Michael Yuki. Keats gets it right back from his opponent. Look to play one through. That's anticipated. And Keats gets a handful of shirt. I think that was strategic as he was far up the field from his right back position, wanted to get back. Leline will leave this for Jackson Vaca, who's out to grab it. C.J. Fritz checked in on the sideline. He's got one of the Bulldogs' 3 goals this season. Looks for Alex Green in the middle. Musser has an option with Keats on the far side. Instead, he'll look for his keeper, Vaca. Leline, low-driven ball, sliding into the gridiron there was Yuki to cut it off. Savonberg evades pressure, releases here for Hensley. Dangerous with the ball at his feet. Plays one through. Chance developing for the Yellow Jackets, and a left palm to it from Jackson Vaca. That was Griffin Meyer with the opportunity, striking that one with his left foot from an acute angle.
Definitely not an easy shot to hit, Calvin, but at the same time, Vaca had a great dive, had to make a split-second decision. He made the right one, obviously.
Yeah, that was a more typical save we saw from Vaca there. He's a competitor, and after allowing that first goal in, no doubt he's going to be on top of his game, trying to respond and help his team out however he can. This ball is played along for Emmert, able to keep it inside that yellow line. Cutting back with it, somehow able to stay in possession. Back for Kelliam Green. Defiance defender intervened. Monsalvo will take it right back. Good patience by Hofius as he looks in behind. And there was no one really running into that ball.
Not really sure where that intent was, but who was that that just kicked that?
That was Hofius.
If Hofius, I think, had just looked a little bit behind him and taken a little bit, like another second to him, he would have seen Bader right behind him, and he was wide open. No Yellow Jacket offender right next to him.
Yeah, it was a good service by Hofius. Just have to be on the same page there, making sure teammates are running in behind. As we see C.J. Fritz replace Owen Emmert. Fritz with a lot of speed up top, whereas Emmert brings a lot of physicality. We see the speed from Fritz there as he was able to nearly get in the way of Killam's speed. Taking one in the back there was Keents from Hensley.
Looked like a wild arm there from Hensley, not really keeping it down by his side. Looked a little extended on purpose, maybe even. That might be just my train of thought.
So from the 35-yard line on the football field, this will be Enrique Monsalvo. Played over the top well. Searching out Musser at that back post. Ball is loose. In the kitchen. Cleared out to the sideline as that ball was just sitting there, Dakota.
Just another one of those situations where the keeper for the Yellow Jackets was able to keep his eye on it and was working well with his defenders. It's also another example of the Bulldogs still needing to work on being able to just put it away and finish out their opportunities.
Musser tried to force one ahead for Bignell. It goes out. One back by Bader. Alex Green for Brady Musser. Bader again. Alex Green looking all the way back for the Captain Lee line. Shifted over for Keents. Good 1-2 play with Monsalvo.
Really been seeing a lot of that on the right side of the Bulldogs. Not so much on here closest to us on the left.
Good connection between Lee line, Keents, Monsalvo, and Hofius throughout this first half. Ooh, this is a sketchy pass, and it's going to provide an opportunity for Griffin Meyer, but Musser does ever so well to make up for the Bulldogs' error. Another heavy touch by Bader. Adrian needs to get things sorted out here around the back.
They need to stay calm, Calvin. They need to level their heads.
Need to stay calm, but also need to be alert when you're passing it around that back area. Pass just didn't have enough steam on it, and if not for the alertness of Musser, Griffin Meyer was going to be off to the races.
You can definitely see Musser trying to make up for his lack of positioning during that first goal for the Yellow Jackets.
Really, I think we saw the importance of Musser and Vaca to this Bulldog team. They had a brief letdown there, as that's an incredible turn from Alex Green. Rope-a-dope's a Defiance defender and moves on by, but this one heads out of play. And 3 substitutes checked in for Defiance. Will Gelhausen, Noah Paxton, and Cameron Croyer. How about that move from Alex Green in the midfield?
I honestly, I was more focused on watching Musser's pathing. Like, it really gets me interesting. As a former defender myself, I was watching how he would get himself back in position. So sadly, I wasn't paying attention to that one.
It was just a simple pullback by Alex Green, but it opened up a lot of space for him. Gave the defender false information about what direction he wanted to head and then went the other way. Quinn Holtzapple. Skies went on. Controlled by the new man into the game, Noah Paxton. He'll scamper away from Bignell. Looks drop. CJ Fritz using some of his fresh legs as he's come into the game recently and forces a turnover. Alex Green, heavy touch. Bignell trying to thread it through. That's a wonderful tackle from Hensley. And Alex Green will intervene. This one heads into the crowd, and a fan gets a souvenir.
I think we found the Bulldogs' newest goalkeeper in a few years.
Textbook form, just snagging that one. No rebound. Sends it back to the pitch now as we'll get a moment to catch our breath. Zach Klopfenstein on the throw-in. This one will evade all the way to Lee line. Alex Green gives, then gets it back. Kelliam Green, beautiful touch to open up space. He's got it. Has a strike. Caroming around as would have had a little bit extra help, but looks like Bignell might have bit the dust there. Tripped. They'll find Alex Green here. Looking forwards, he's tripped up, and a free kick coming up in a dangerous area. The explosiveness of Green on display again.
I think as you were talking about earlier, Calvin, it's really important to set the standard so that way the physicality of the match doesn't just excel as it goes on.
And that's a pretty easy call, just a late challenge, tripped up the attacker in a dangerous area. This midfield duo of Alex and Kelliam Green, no relation, has been really good, and Kelliam Green standing over the ball now. From the left side of the goal, three-man wall forms for the Yellow Jackets as Ori Killam will arrange things. You wonder if this one's going to be on target. Strikes one low, that's just wide of the left post. Low-driven shot there.
I can't help but remember last time when the Bulldogs were facing off against Siena Heights, during one of the when the Bulldogs had a penalty shot, the Siena Heights players actually had a man laid down right behind the three-man wall. It always comes back to that.
That's what Defiance needed there to prevent that low shot from going in, although I think he might have struck it around the wall. That's one position I would not be volunteering for, the guy laying down behind the wall.
I think that would be a shortest straw wins that.
Absolutely. Good passing play by Kelliam Green and C.J. Fritz, but just escorted away in the nick of time by Defiance. They'll play it on the far side here. Good intervention from Keents. And Hofius will head in, booked for the foul. Defiance will take this one quickly. They've got a runner in behind. Good awareness to look for Paxton. As Bader sandwich there. Hensley sends it wide. Juan Tapia, who's just come into the game, will shepherd it away. Another throw in for Klopfenstein. Bader ahead. Fritz missed it with his head. Bulldog throw here. Bader. Monsalvo collided with Hensley there. Looked like both players got away from those challenges a little bit gingerly. Hofius looking over the top. Tapia, another quick attacker, partnered up there with Fritz. And good defending by Promsurin, who just got body position. Got in between Tapia and the ball, opened things up for his defender to make a play. Hofius turned over, good tackle, and an even better header by Musser. Monsalvo looking to control. Great footwork out of the junior from Westerville, Ohio. This is a little bit of a border battle between Adrian and Defiance. Defiance just a couple of hours south in northern Ohio. Bulldogs in the southern region of Michigan. Two close neighbors playing on this Thursday night at Docking Stadium. Calvin Keys, Dakota Schneider with you. Glad you could join us for NCAA Division III men's soccer here on Adrian College Television. Great touch. He'll have a go there. Didn't get through cleanly from Gelhausen. Good initial touch to open up space, and Musser will take the safe option of clearing this into touch. Thrown in quickly. Defensive breakdown and a free header for Paxton, who couldn't corral it. Laid off by Gelhausen. Now it's Maurer. 14 minutes left on the clock in this first half. Fritz. Tackle. Foot went in from behind there on Maurer. And we'll have a free kick coming up for the Yellow Jackets. A first half that's been a bit of a stalemate without that burst of brilliance from Riley Hensley and a bit of a breakdown from Vaca. This is sent over the top. Musser up with authority. It's back out. Holtzapfel trying to find it. A poor pass to his teammate. And here's Kelliam Green. He's got Tapia. Couldn't find him. And Fritz, frustrated, wanted the football there. Hensley into the middle off the leg of Paxton, who wasn't able to let it roll through. Caught in a bit of an awkward position. Brady Musser. Chipped ball. Tapia. Couldn't control. Alex Green has a man on his back. Bader. Good turn, and he's tripped up. Set piece for the Bulldogs.
Clear call there by the ref. That couldn't have been a better call.
Alex Green tried to take a man on and lost it, but a good tackle by Monsalvo. Rapid possession changes in the last couple of minutes here, Dakota.
Makes me glad I'm not doing your job, Calvin.
Keeping me busy, that's for sure. 12:40 on the clock. Boot got up high from Fuller there. Bader. Monsalvo eventually will find it. Alex Green, again away from Fritz. Hasn't really gotten much good provision up top in that striker role. Good hustle by Ryan Keents to get there and control, but couldn't quite keep it in. Look at the wheels from Keents to just see where that ball was going and get there in time.
The fact that he's able to stay on his toes and that quickly is astonishing to me.
Ori Killam.
I think Keents is the definition of having your head on a swivel.
Yeah, the freshman's a big addition, excuse me. A lot of freshmen added to this Bulldog lineup, as well as a couple of transfers that have bolstered this roster, but still looking for their first win of the year. Right now they trail 1-0. And again, Promsurin didn't leave anything to question there with a thundering clearance. Tapia tiptoeing the sideline. Laid off by Fuller. Killam. Monsalvo couldn't hang on. Musser, time and space. Plays it quick for Andre Hofius. Looking on for Alex Green, who has some space. Green into the penalty area, looking for some support. Lost possession. Played by the Yellow Jackets on the far sideline. Great hesitation move to open up space. Pass is too far ahead as Monsalvo goes in with the slide tackle. Again, neither team able to hold on to the ball for more than 5 seconds or so. Frenetic pace to this one. That first half rest and hydration can't come soon enough for either squad with the pace this game has been played at, but mainly in the middle of the park.
Very shocked that the Bulldogs haven't decided to pull in some more fresh legs on them. If I recall correctly, I don't know if any fresh legs have been substituted in.
Perhaps that's because Bulldog manager Charlie Miles likes the energy of the squad. As soon as you say it, 2 subs come in for either side.
Well, it's about time, Calvin. I mean, you can love the energy from your team, but that energy isn't going to stay if you keep them out there for the whole time.
Blaine Warden and Jacob Saxby on for the Yellow Jackets. And it's Connor Hayes and Anthony Ryder in for the Adrian Bulldogs. Less than 10 to go in the first half of play. Again, Calvin Keys, Dakota Schneider with you as Adrian hosts Defiance and men's soccer. Bulldogs looking for their first win of the year. Right now they trail 1-0. It was Riley Hensley, scored his 7th goal of the year and just his 8th appearance to give his team the advantage here. Looking for a second. Low ball sent in. Musser uses his head to get it away. Alex Green in the middle. Fritz couldn't get there. Tackled away by Kelliam Green. Fritz was going to be offside anyway. And a throw in coming up for the team in white. They'll look short to Lee line. Alex Green flicked on. Kelliam Green in pursuit as it's Croyer out there. And they say it took a touch off of number 22 in white. Yellow Jacket throw. Gelhausen. Killam. It's been impressive to see how much confidence Ori Killam has as a goalkeeper playing the ball with his feet back there. He's done a good job of clearing pressure for the Yellow Jackets. As a little bit of a fake out there from Andrew Promsurin.
If anything, I would believe just like that confidence goes hand in hand with level headedness and just honestly maybe a fear factor trying to maybe strike fear into the Bulldogs strikers.
Yeah, really just as cool as a cucumber back there. Swept to the near side. This is Blaine Warden. Sent it right to C.J. Fritz. Space for Fritz. Looks to Tapia on the left side. Forced one through. Fritz got in the way of the goalkeeper, but it rolled out first. So it's going to be a goal kick. Or rather a throw-in. And Anthony Reiter is going to hop up from his left back position to take this one. Long throw in from Ryder. No one in there. Tapia will strike it. Couldn't get his hips around the ball and sends it out to the left side with 7 minutes to go in this first half.
I will say there was a very nice attempt on goal right there, but I think if there would have been a receiver for that throw-in, that might even touch net.
Yeah, just a little bit frustrating as there was no one in the area Ryder sent the ball into.
Seems to be a common theme when it comes to penalty shots and throw-ins and such. There's really no receivers to capitalize on the opportunity.
Here's Blaine Warden. The throw-in. Paxton. Warden stretches to keep it in. Used every ounce of his reach. Now it's Bulldog ball. Josh Lubich, the head coach for Defiance, assisted by Carson Macklin. Bulldogs are led by Charlie Miles in his first season, assisted by Alex Hanash. There's been plenty of action in the middle of the field, but not many shots on target, as the only shot on goal resulted in the only goal from Hensley with a powerful strike that just slipped through the catching mitts of Vaca. Sent away by Connor Hayes. Fritz will look to counter. Awkward collision. Alex Green and Fritz aren't on the same page, and caught late there is Maurer. Joshua Maurer holding that right leg, but it looks like he might just be tying his shoe. Seems to be okay.
Craig Fritz really not happy with that call made by the refs. All the way from up here, you could hear him expressing his opinion.
Played on ahead. Working it into the middle is Saxby. Defiance will just shield this one out as they knew possession was going to go their way. This is Maurer. Move to the near side. Tempo slows down momentarily in this match. Defiance 1, Adrian 0 as things stand. Ryder in for Monsalvo. Paxton flicks it on as he's clipped by Ryder, and that'll come back as the foul called against number 31. Substitute waiting to come on for the Yellow Jackets, Armando Campos Ortiz. He'll come in at the next applicable stoppage.
Like I said earlier, I think this is really where the Bulldogs need to start focusing up, and maybe even, if you need to put it in a certain way, get nervous, because the Yellow Jackets have really been run and gun when they get into their, I want to say, 20 yards right in front of the Bulldog goal.
Yeah, we knew that Defiance had an explosive offense as the substitution will be made. And that's evidenced by the fact that they've scored 15 goals or now 16 goals, and just this being their 8th match. Pretty impressive numbers there, averaging 2 per game.
You won't really see that very often in collegiate soccer.
Soccer in general, to see that prolific goal scoring rate is pretty impressive. We knew the Bulldogs were going to have to keep this a low scoring, tight affair. It's been pretty open, which I think has played to Defiance's strong suits. If Adrian could get one before half, that would work wonders for their confidence, as this is sent right to Tapia. Alex Green at the left side of the penalty area. Nice fake, sends it in. Karam's away. Great hustle by C.J. Fritz. And a bit of a rush of excitement there. He'll send that one far over the crossbar with the left-footed strike.
I was hoping that you would be speaking that goal into existence for the Bulldogs right there.
Great chance developed out of nowhere. Who was it that sent that long ball from the Bulldogs that picked out Tapia perfectly? That was a heck of a passing play.
I couldn't catch it. I was too excited to see it. Out of all of the long balls that have been played during this matchup, that was easily one of the best placed out of all of them.
Here's Bader speeding up the far side, sends one in to the far post, finds its way all the way across for Tapia. Lays it off for Ryder. Low ball sent in, and that's going to draw a corner off the misplay from Jeremy Fuller. And a chance here in the closing 2 minutes of the first half for Adrian to try and find an equalizer. Kelliam Green with the service.
Seeing all those Bulldogs further out of the goal box really makes me nervous about the receivers.
Ryder will chase it down. Looks back for Aiden Bader. Whipped right back in. Musser was there. He's going to have to hustle to get back. Ori Killam will use his arm to chuck this one to the far sideline. Defiance looking to move in counterattack. A quick breaking offense for both teams is what we've seen, as Tapia into the feet of Fritz immediately plays it on for Kelliam Green. Green, low shot. Right into the bosom of Ori Killam as he'll fall on it.
Dogs really trying to get that goal you were talking about, Calvin. They're really trying to even it up before they have to go in for the half break.
1 minute remaining.
It's been a little bit of sloppiness in the late stages from Defiance. That's led to some of their chances, but also a little bit better execution from the Bulldogs, as Andrew Prom-Surin's just going to wait for pressure here. Fritz nearly got a piece of it. He'll look back for Killam again. I'd like to see the number of passes and touches that this Yellow Jacket goalkeeper has had, Ori Killam. He's done a really good job distributing from back there. On the other side of things, this is the first look we've had at Enrique Monsalvo at the CDM, center defensive midfielder position. And number 3 in White's done a really good job cleaning things up and winning possession back for the Bulldogs. His work rate's been great. Vaca off his line to blast that ball away here as we're in the final 10 seconds of the first half. Played on along quickly by Campos Ortiz. It's away from his teammate Will Gelhausen, and that'll do it as the teams will head into the break. The visitors Defiance on top 1-0. Only one shot on goal. It leads to the difference in this match. Riley Hensley with his 7th goal of the season and just his 8th game. Bit of a stalemate. Defiance with the slight edge here as we conclude the first half.
Calvin, I got to tell you, there's one thing that I could tell you from each team that they're doing right and that they need to improve upon. For Defiance, they need to improve upon that defense. Like you said earlier, it was slacking during this last little bit of the half, so they really need to pick it back up and get it to where it was, because the Bulldogs were getting a lot more chances just in these, I want to say, last 5 minutes than they really were the rest of the half to get shots towards the goal. But I will say, like I said earlier, their offense, run and gun, aggressive, and they get the job done. There's no more to say about that. For the Bulldogs, I think the good thing they're doing and the thing they need to improve upon is the same thing, their touches and their time. They've worked during this half a lot with their 1-2s, getting it to one person and back to the other person that just passed it. As the great Joey Tribbiani once said, it's all about giving and receiving. You have to have that connection and just move it around the pitch as much as you can.
Little Friends quote there to wrap up this first half. Couldn't have put it any better myself. We head to the halftime break. We'll be back in a little under 14 minutes time. You're watching NCAA Division III men's soccer here on ACTV.
firsts, lasts, and in-betweens, we're certainly not the last class to get a smile and a kiss from Bruiser walking across campus. We are never going to be the last class to begin our college careers by serving our local community and pursuing our passions. Above all else, come hell or high water, we will never be the last class to come to Adrian College and find a motivated and supportive community of students, faculty, and staff, and leave with the skills and tools needed to be inspiring industry leaders and professionals with high hopes and dreams for our bright futures ahead. The people and the experiences that we are most grateful for are the ones that will continue us on this upward path for the rest of our lives. In the spirit of gratitude, thank you to my fellow classmates for being a part of this community with me. Whether we spent most of these moments together or barely crossed paths, you contributed your gifts and talents to continue the legacy of this incredible community. Thank you for prioritizing the preservation of the Adrian College experience and for continually seeking to develop the institution's ability to develop both the knowledge in our heads and the care in our hearts.
Thank you to the roommates, friends, teammates, and peers who, although we have only known each other for 4 years, it seems impossible to think about being surrounded by anyone else in the coming weeks. We celebrated each other's accomplishments, became each other's biggest cheerleaders, and never let each other struggle alone. College has been called the most formative years of our lives, but I can say for certain that these last 4 years have included both the most amazing and most difficult moments of my life. One constant, however, is the support of my friends through it all. It is impossible to thank everyone who makes up our AC family. Together, you have each played an integral role in helping us achieve this momentous milestone.
And you be proud to be a graduate of Adrian College. It's a good day to be a Bulldog. Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2023.
Today's students on the threshold of a magical time in your life, a time of significant growth and introspection, self-awareness, challenge, and opportunity. A time when you will always look back at and say, you know what? Those were incredibly special years. Never experienced before I arrived and never replicated after you leave college.
back inside Docking Stadium. Defiance leading over Adrian 1-0 here in men's soccer action at the NCAA Division III level. Calvin Keys alongside Dakota Schneider, just getting set for the second half kickoff as we'll take a quick look at our stats from the first half of play. Dakota, what stands out to you?
Well, it obviously down there at the bottom we have our possession total. It was a very close possession lineup during this first half, but Bulldogs came on top with just 2% more time with possession than the Yellow Jackets. Obviously, Yellow Jackets leading with 1-0 on the scoreboard. But a big thing that stands out to me is how the Bulldogs ended up with more total shots than the Yellow Jackets in that first half.
Yeah, Bulldogs had more total shots, but we're struggling to put those attempts on frame as both teams ended with 2 shots on goal apiece as Kellyham Green a little bit over eager there, and then finally we'll get this second half going.
I think those 2 shots on goal for the Bulldogs really came in clutch there in the last 5-ish minutes of the first half when the Yellow Jacket defense seemed to just go decline a little bit.
Yeah, there's a real surge there offensively late on in the first half for the Bulldogs. I really like that pairing of Fritz and Tapia up top. A lot of speed there.
I agree.
We're seeing a new man in that striker role for the Bulldogs to start the second half, though. It's Jacob Rose up there. He is a freshman from Woodhaven, Michigan, nearby. Opening minute here. It'll be played back to Killam again by Holtzapfel. Quinn Holtzapfel will work it on for Michael Yuki, who's taken to ground by Kellyham Green. Free kick upcoming for the Yellow Jackets. This one sent all the way up to the back line. Musser clears it. Looking to get there is Meyer. Pass from Klopfenstein cut off, and Musser will send this one far away from danger.
I always enjoy when Musser's not afraid to show he's able to use his head, both in the literal and mental sense.
Right there, he got up for the header, as you said, and then saw that his team needed to reorient defensively, so just gets it out of harm's way. Rose couldn't control. It's cleared away to the far sideline. What did Defiance do in that first half to lead to their success and their 1-0 lead in this match?
They really just had that real hard, aggressive touch play. They were not afraid to just take those gaps in and just go for it.
Took advantage of the opportunity they were given. And this is incredible work here. Taken down was Griffin Meyer. A little bit of embellishment in on that call. Looked like he felt the contact and then decided he was going to go down and able to wield the call. He was a bit sandwiched, but sometimes the difference between the referee stopping the play and not stopping the play is whether the player goes down, and Meyer gave him a little bit of help on the call. Leeline can't clean things up back there. On the ball now is Maurer. Lost it to Aiden Bader. Looking for Kellyham Green. Nice hustle play by Holtzapfel, who's been the bedrock of the Yellow Jacket back line. We've seen lots of timely clearances from number 3 in black. Another one there, but this time sent it right to C.J. Fritz. Jacob Rose tangled up with Holtzapfel, and the official is going to say that it was Rose who initiated the contact and grabbed onto Holtzapfel. Looked like, from my perspective, that Quinn Holtzapfel had the body position. Rose wrapped him up, and then Holtzapfel returned the favor, so they both went down, but I think that's the right decision.
Absolutely, but even from my perspective, it kind of seemed like Holtzapfel maybe had a bit of a hold on the Bulldog. Maybe maybe he knew he was going down, so he intentionally just took him down with him, from my perspective.
Yeah, I think the reason you call that foul on Jacob Rose in that situation is because he was the one who was trying to pull Holtzapfel back to get around him, got both arms over his shoulders.
Exactly.
So that was the first contact. Bader, great work. Can't hold on. Maurer has it. looking for an escape route. Is sealing off lanes well as Adrian. Eventually looks back for Prom Surin. He's got Kelliam Green on his tail. Maurer able to get it off. And I think Ryder played that ball with his hand. Assistant referee's flag goes up. It's waved off by the central ref. Looked for sure like Ryder hit that one down with his arm, but the center referee said no dice. What did you see from your vantage point? It looked like he knocked it down to the turf with his left arm.
It was really hard to see because there was just such a, at least from my view, I mean, you have an extra foot on me, Calvin, but for me it seemed there was a bit of a mumbo-jumbo in front of it, so I wasn't able to get a clear look at it, but as we've stated before, the refs are going to let this be a physical match, and there's nothing we can do to change that.
That is the technical term for what transpired, mumbo-jumbo. Dakota bringing his extensive vocabulary to tonight's broadcast. Always a pleasure to have you with me in the booth.
That's why I'm on the payroll.
Jack Stanojkovic, he'll back up and look to use this as a corner kick. It's flicked on into the box. Fritz will send it over his own head, and Jeremy Fuller will let it roll out. Fuller, a sophomore from Liberty Township, Ohio. Defiance has really had a change of fate from a season ago. Last year only had 2 wins in the entire campaign. This year they've already been able to find 3. Here's CJ Fritz, blocked away, out for a Bulldog corner. Fritz just seems to create offense with the speed he has with the ball at his feet.
I agree, Calvin. But something that I'd like to touch on real quick, Jacob Rose, I think really big thing for his, I see him a lot with his arms outstretched and maybe even a bit grabby. I think that's going to be something dangerous for him if he doesn't cool that down just a little bit. Might be a call or even a card placed on him.
Header sent in by Hofius is cleared away. It's all about finding that fine line, especially at the collegiate level, where you pretty much have to play physical. It's the very nature of the sport at this level, but have to tiptoe that line of getting away with just enough contact that it doesn't draw the ire of the official.
I agree.
That's the trick. And for the freshman Rose, I think that's still a line that he's figuring out, but has added some good things up top for the Bulldogs, starting in the striker position in the second half. This is cut back for Fuller. Fuller lost it to Hofius. CJ Fritz, step over, trying to thread it through for Bignell, who will stay with it. Fritz able to touch it away. He'll chase the ball from the corner flag and let it roll out for a throw-in. Looking backwards for Ryder immediately. This one sent up high in the air. Kelliam Green up for it. Defiance defender got a touch off the thigh of Rose pretty heavily and then out for a throw. Bader, Leeline calling for it. Instead, he'll look up for Rose. Here's Stanojkovic. Maurer turned over to Hofius. Fritz couldn't corral it. Now Bignell looking for Kelliam Green, and a brilliant effort by Holtzapple to just nick that one away. The slightest of touches, but it was enough for the Defiance center back.
Absolutely, and I like how he was able to get himself onto the ground and make it a clean approach, too. Didn't make any contact with Green there, just made it right for the ball so that there was no chance for the refs to call it.
Kelliam Green into the mixer. Connor Hayes, the last man back, has to be careful. He'll look wide for Bader. Knocked away. Hayes hustling. He'll get there in time. Great effort as he receives applause from the crowd here in attendance at Docking Stadium. CJ Fritz will have a go from distance, and that one wasn't anywhere near.
Very out-of-pocket attempt, I'd say, Calvin.
Well, he had the power. Just maybe leaned back a little bit when he took that one, but no harm in trying your luck every once in a while, and I suppose. Kill him. Bader. Kelliam Green. Hofius. Now for Defiance, beating one man is Stanojkovic. Tried to meg Hofius. He's able to close up the gap. Ball takes a long roll for Killam, who will scoop it up. 9 minutes into this second half. Same score as we had at the conclusion of the first. It's 1-0 Defiance. Bulldogs looking for their first win of the season. Defiance looking for their fourth in just their 8th game. Spun backwards. Effort on goal. Vaca gets down for it. Juicy rebound that'll be sent away by Leeline. Initial attempt, I believe, came in from Stojkovic. Low-driven shot with some real power behind it.
That was a great stop by Vaca, but he was very lucky that Leeline was there to get possession of that ball and get it out of the danger zone quickly.
Got 2 men at the corner flag for Defiance right now. We'll see if they look to go short. Instead, they'll whip it in, and that's over the heads of everyone and out for an Adrian goal kick. Bulldogs had a slight possession edge in the first half. Still looking to get on the board, though. Bulldogs and Yellow Jackets move upfield. Vaca will send it ahead. Joshua Maurer played backwards. Swung to the far side, but turned over to Hayes. He'll look long here. He's got Kelliam Green running. Can he get there? Holtzapfel in defense. Clears it to the touchline. Kelliam Green goes quick in for Rose. Heavy touch, and it's knocked aside there. Bader has it. In for Rose again. Looks on for Green. Kelliam Green tried to find C.J. Fritz. Cleared for a moment by Fuller. Sent back into the midfield. Ball caressed by Hayes. Bader back for Hayes. Forced for the drop pass for Leeline, who goes long. Ryder is there. Ball bouncing on him. Leeline with it. In for Ryder. Jacob Rose in the penalty area, turns and fires. Couldn't get power behind it as he was awkwardly turning with the strike, and Killam will save. Bulldogs mounting pressure. It's all the way back into their own half of the pitch. Leeline has it. Looking to evade. He slides in. Touched aside, and maybe a break here for Savonberg. Heading down the left wing. Cuts it back. Swing and a miss for his teammate on the far side, who was wide open, had no one marking him. Wonder who that was trying to make out the number, the man who had that attempt. I think it was Griffin Meyer. Ball was rolling towards his left foot, had a go at it, and just completely missed it. Was wide open. Defensive breakdown for Adrian. Looking drop again for Ori Killam. Michael Yuki into the middle. Hensley's feed picked off. Haven't said Riley Hensley's name a lot. He's leading the team in goals. He's been scoring at an impressive clip, but he has scored today. It's been the biggest play of this game, but other than that, hasn't been super involved in this one.
Definitely a new upcoming name that you, like you said, haven't heard much in the past, but working hard to make a name for himself, I would say.
Yeah, C.J. Fritz beats a man on the ball, somewhat isolated. Needs some help. Played into the middle. Green couldn't get there. Hofius off the head, awkwardly a Bader. That's going to be a turnover. And here's Stojkovic off to the races. Again, just kind of like we saw from C.J. Fritz on the other side. Nobody with him as Rose will settle it for his teammate Kelliam Green. Ushered aside by Quinn Holtzapfel. Kelliam Green weaving through pressure. Hayes looking to get there. able to find it. Bader, Fritz, in there. Bignell turning with it on the left foot, sent it right into Killam. Gavin Bignell with the best opportunity of this game for the Bulldogs, and Killam hit the deck to seal off the bottom of the goal. Finds its way high in the air. Bulldogs trying to level the score. Can we get another look at the chance from Bignell there? We will at the next stoppage of play. Sent away by Musser, where it's settled by Savonberg. They'll look to the wide side. This is Hensley. Hofius cleared out, and Yuki will let it roll.
Not sure where the intent was for there.
Savonberg wearing that neon green captain's armband. Moved it through. Miscommunication between teammates, and some subs will occur as we take a look again at that chance from Gavin Bignell. What do you see here?
Big crossing by number 15 for the Bulldogs, Aiden Bader. Just a wonderful cross put into there. Take another look at it. He sends it in with a curve to the left. And just a great opportunity by Green, but a great opportunity for a save as well for the Yellow Jackets.
Zach Klopfenstein let that ball roll right by him, which is what set up that chance for Bignell. But, again, it was from a little bit of a tough angle, and Ori Killam had the angle down, got to the ground where Bignell was aiming to seal it off, and didn't provide much of a rebound either, so great work by the Defiance goalkeeper.
And it also comes down to, like we said earlier, towards the end of the first half, the Defiance defense really seemed to just decline in their strategies and just their overall performance.
We see Adrian putting some pressure on him now. Ryder for Alex Green. Kelliam Green. Back for Alex Green. Had it touched away slightly by Stojkovic, but it's right back up there. Rose finds it. Kelliam Green. So talented with the ball at his feet. Worked wide for Keentz, who's back in the match. Just subbed on. Works one in, and Killam will watch that one go out for a goal kick at his near post. Brought down by Savonberg. Michael Yuki, freshman from Dayton, Ohio. Moved into the middle for Savonberg. Yuki again. Into the middle. Hofius got a foot in. Maurer let the ball get away from him. Kelliam Green poked through for Andre Hofius. Rose wasn't ready for the feed. Turning up the pitch with the ball in tow, Riley Hensley, the lone goal scorer in this match. Works it to the left side. Defended by Leeline. Tried to work it in. Moved away. Yuki fumbled it. Bulldogs look to build a counterattack. Here's Bignell. Holtzapfel got a piece of it. Great effort by Prom Surin. He'll move it safely to the near side of the pitch, and Michael Yuki. That was pretty good defending by Prom Surin. Hensley trying to work into the middle by Leeline. He's beat. Vaca will slide in after it. He's way out of his goal. Got caught a bit by the boot of Hensley as he slid in. That was a split-second decision. High-risk play, but it paid off for Vaca there.
I think I even saw a little bit of, for Hensley, a fistful of shirt off the Adrian defender. Luckily enough, I don't believe there was a referee to see that from their vantage point.
Yeah, but how about Vaca coming way out, sprinting out there to slide in?
Definitely a daring call to make on his end, but that just comes to being able to trust your defenders and knowing that they'll be able to cover you no matter where you are in that box.
Foul called against the Yellow Jackets. Looked like it was going to go the other way. They play it to Kelliam Green quickly. He's got lots of space. Still Green trying to stay with it. Lost it to Holtzapple. Green gets a hold of his shirt, and that's going to be a foul call. .25-40 left in this second half. Narrow margins in this one. Bulldogs desperately looking to level the scoreline. What do they need to do?
Well, there's a lot of things you could say, Calvin, but really for Defiance, they have to bring their defense back up to where it was. It's clearly declined, as I've stated multiple times, and they're allowing for so many more opportunities for the Bulldogs to get through. And even though they aren't able to take advantage of these opportunities, they're still getting these opportunities that shouldn't have been let happen in the first place.
Looks like Juan Tapia is preparing to get back into the match. That'll be good news for the Bulldogs. Haven't seen Owen Emmert since he started the game in the first half. Holtzapple will take it. Plays it short to Killam, who moves it along. That was a double doink there off of Musser and then Savanberg.
That's what I call a pinball play, Calvin.
Bounced off both of their heads in a split second as here's a chance for Hensley. Speeding away, tried to slot one home. Vaca got down for it to his right.
Great pressure being played by the Bulldog defense on the Yellow Jackets, allowing for the Yellow Jacket to feel just overwhelmed.
Ball in over the head of Alex Green. Falls here for Hofius. Sent back in for Alex Green. Sloppy touch on the ball. Hayes, Hofius, Rose turning with it. Out wide for Kelliam Green. Takes the defender on. One-on-one. Has a shot. Deflects off of Yuki and out for a corner.
As I was saying, Calvin, the Bulldog defense, Musser I saw right there, immediately name comes to mind. They just put that pressure on the Yellow Jacket striker. You could tell that he really felt it, and that gave Vaca the opportunity to keep his head levy and read where the striker was going to shoot the ball.
Here comes the corner service from Kelliam Green. They're looking for it, Brady Musser. We got a tie game. Finds the header at the back post. Worked it to the far side to beat Ori Killam, and we're all square at 1-1.
Just a great center into there, Calvin, and I can't. Who is the gentleman that got the goal?
It was Brady Musser, placement over power. Just able to get it around the goalkeeper into the corner, out of his reach.
Well, and you'll notice, Calvin, the Bulldogs, the management brings Musser up so many times when it comes to corner kicks and situations like that because they know he can put it exactly where he wants it if given the opportunity. It was a great cross and great placement by Musser.
Musser has a knack for pushing up on those corners and other attacking spots from his position at center back. Gets his head on it. Was free in the box. Kelliam Green able to find him. Musser drifts behind the Defiance defense, and it's a 1-1 score line in this one. The junior from Grand Rapids ties it up. A poor turnover, and Kelliam Green again with pace. Yuki backtracking to find it. Kelliam Green cuts into the middle. Has one with his left foot, and that was way wide of the mark.
You could see him when he tried to take that shot with his left foot. He got himself off balance. You could see his back kind of slant. He just started falling back on himself. With lack of stability like that, he's just going to send it far and wide every time.
How about the play of Kelliam Green? He seems to be at the center of everything the Bulldogs are doing offensively. It's really been an impressive showing from the freshman midfielder from Etobicoke, Ontario. What do you think's led to his success tonight?
Well, I think he just is always at the right place at the right time. He's making sure that he's available to his teammates so that they have the opportunity to get those passes made. Lots of communication on the pitch right now from the management.
Yeah, this is kind of the make or break stage of the game, entering the final 20 minutes. Nothing to separate these two sides. Alex Green wants it to be an Adrian throw. They'll get the call. And like you said, marching orders being barked out by both managers, Josh Lubich for Defiance and Charlie Miles from Adrian. Hayes will touch this back for Leeline. Baca motions to his center back to settle things down. He'll play it back wide for Leeline. Moved on forwards. Rose will give chase to Holtzapple, who takes the safe option. Keats in quick to Kelliam Green. Has it pickpocketed by Gelhausen. Yuki. Touchback for Fuller. Great passing play and a nifty nutmeg from Gelhausen. They'll move it forwards. Campos Ortiz back for Gelhausen as his legs swept out from under him.
I enjoy seeing this. You can see the chemistry between Gelhausen and Ortiz. You can really just see their minds are working together as one just in that last little minute of play there. You can tell they've practiced that scenario multiple times.
Quinn Holtzapple. A cannon into the Bulldog penalty area. Trying the overhead kick there was a Yellow Jacket. Not the finish he was looking for. Good first touch by Jacob Rose, but he's swarmed by a full hive of Yellow Jackets. Falls back to the Bulldogs.
I like what you did there, Calvin.
Alex Green. Kelliam Green will let it roll out smartly to Keats. He's caught with a bit of a sloppy challenge from Michael Yuki. He says he won the ball, but Keats is down on the pitch in some pain. We may have to step aside. Yuki's going to be shown a yellow card here for the challenge. And we'll see if Keats gets up here. He looks to be okay. Have to imagine he's going to stay in this game. He's right back up on his feet. Yuki's awfully lucky because that was not far outside of the 18-yard box.
Oh, that would have been a detriment to the Yellow Jackets' play here. If they had just been, like you said, a few more feet into that box, it could have been an Adrian lead for the first time in this match.
Alex Green from just outside the 18, two-man wall forms for Defiance. And Alex Green, the freshman from Belleville, Michigan, attended Plymouth High School, will whip this one in. Green, high kick, went off about halfway up that left upright. He's a bit frustrated at the way he planned it out.
Sadly, just another example of Bulldogs really not being able to take advantage of the opportunities given to them.
Griffin Meyer and Joshua Maurer check in for the Yellow Jackets. Two swaps being made. You get the feeling Adrian's knocking at the door here.
Absolutely. I mean, taking advantage of the declined Defiance defense, say that 5 times fast, and just trying to take advantage of as many opportunities as they can. Even if they can't finish them, taking every single one counts. It's like they say, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
The great Wayne Gretzky.
I believe that was actually Michael Scott.
I think he was quoting Wayne Gretzky. Staying with it somehow here. Good effort by Blaine Warden. Yellow Jackets, against all odds, able to keep the ball. They move it back in for Savantberg. Good step over from Campos Ortiz to open up space. He took a bit of a nudge there in the penalty area. But 1-1 game with 18 minutes left. It's going to take something more than that to draw a penalty kick.
Absolutely. I love the perseverance that we saw from Vaca right there in the box. He saw an opportunity to just get his hands right on that ball, no matter how low it was, and he just swooped in there to make sure that he got the possession for sure. That's leadership right there.
Certainly. Nice save, but wasn't able to distribute the ball very well, and it goes out for a Defiance throw-in. Musser back on along for Alex Green for Callium Green. Both of the freshman greens in the midfield have been really good here in this second half. Ryder sent that one right off his opponent, Savonberg. That one's going to leave a mark. There'll be a purple bruise there tomorrow morning.
War wounds. That's all it is. Show him proud.
Juan Tapia. Rose. Tapia found it again. Sent it off Warden.
Talk about perseverance. The whole team for the Bulldogs just seems to be just so much more aggressive and up and at it, if you might.
At this stage in the match, it's about who wants it more. Right now, the Bulldogs are bossing the ball. Keats is going to have to hustle as Alex Green sent it a bit away from him. Back in for Alex Green. Keats again. Sends one to the far post. He's got Bignell there. Got up for the header and couldn't control it.
You can notice as many opportunities that the Bulldogs are taking now. Just Defiance really wasn't letting that happen during the first half towards the beginning. It wasn't really until about 5 to 10 minutes left in the first half that there was opportunities like that being taken, for the Bulldogs at least.
Gelhausen. Armando Campos Ortiz. Maurer. Musser sent it off Maurer for a throw-in as Defiance's goal scorer Riley Hensley awaits his return into the match. A hair under 16 minutes left to play in this NCAA Division III men's soccer matchup. The 0-5-1 Bulldogs versus the 3-3-1 Yellow Jackets here at Docking Stadium. Calvin Keys and Dakota Schneider with you on ACTV. Glad you've made us a part of your Thursday evening. Keats will look backward to Lee line. Kelliam Green trying to find it. Jacob Rose will pounce on a Yellow Jacket player. Wins it for Kelliam Green. Juan Tapia with space. He's going to try his luck with his left foot, and Killam safely gazes at the ball as it slides by him to his left.
Tapia has always been a crucial player to this team, no matter what. And as you were saying earlier, we really haven't seen him as much as we might have in other games this past season. So it's really nice to see him back out there on the pitch and really on the front lines where he should be.
Yes, certainly. Leeline sent that pass out of Connor Hayes' reach. Back in for Maurer. Looking through. Couldn't pick out Gelhausen. Ryan Keats. Connor Hayes sent that one an ill-advised feed. Intercepted by Fuller. Alex Green lost it once more. Tried to slide in. And a foul call. Green feels like he wants possession, but he's going to be shown a yellow card. He got a bit of the player's leg as collateral damage, and that was a bit of a dangerous tackle.
Exactly right, Calvin. You could see the intent was there. There was no foul play meant to be there, but it was just a sloppy tackle in general. He took way too much of the Yellow Jackets' legs than he should have, and really didn't get as much ball as I think he was planning to either.
Yeah, whenever you're going in from behind with two players at high speed, you got to be absolutely certain that you're going to win the ball cleanly. Alex Green unable to do that, and he goes in the referee's pocketbook. Here's a long ball sent in, and again, it's Musser. He's used his head so many times tonight. He's got a good vertical jump.
No matter how many times he uses his head, though, he is a great scholar. I had him in my German class last year, and he always did fairly well for himself, so he must have his technique down at this point.
Jacob Bader coming in alongside Dante Grasso. A couple of changes made for the Yellow Jackets as well, as Worden and Gelhausen will head off, and Zach Klopfenstein back in the game. Played back in. Alex Green Sent it out. Michael Yuki tries one from distance. No trouble for Vaca. Adrian goal kick here.
Defiance really trying to make a break for just another goal to be able to take their lead back from Adrian. They're really getting a bit skittish, if you would, just seeing them out there really rushing to take any advantage that they can.
With 12 minutes left, nothing to separate these two sides. Both have a goal. For the Yellow Jackets, it was Ryan Hensley with his 7th of the year. And for the Bulldogs, in this second half, they were able to level the scoreline thanks to Brady Musser, who scored off a header on a corner kick for his first of the season. The center back scoring the only goal for this Bulldog team. As a former center back myself, I didn't score a single goal in my varsity career. It's got to feel good for Musser to get one.
Absolutely. Even getting a chance, as many chances as he does to get up front.
Tapia cut it back, the strike. Dante Grasso couldn't get over it and skied it over the goal.
What a great opportunity to be taken there, but you could just see the striker just lean his back too much in the wrong direction.
Yeah, for Grasso, he just came into the game and already he had the game on his boot there. Couldn't capitalize. Tapia with the corner. Far post. Alex Green is there. Anthony Ryder is there. Whiffed on it. Played out by Defiance. And Connor Hayes will grab it. Jackson Vaca out for an adventure beyond the 18-yard box. Aiden Leeline came off of a Yellow Jacket foot. Grasso for Ryder. Looking for Rose. Maurer will blast it out to the far touchline with 10:40 to go. Hayes. Rose. Laid off for Kelliam Green. Played back out. Hayes will whip one in. Tapia didn't get the head on it. Instead, it was Michael Yuki. Leeline shielded off the ball, and here's Griffin Meyer. One-on-one with Brady Musser. Meyer's fouled. He'll go down. And a yellow card shown to Brady Musser. Meyer certainly made the most of that contact, but a challenge that Musser intentionally used to halt his progress, so that seems to be the right call.
Absolutely, and it's just, like I said earlier, a big mumbo-jumbo of just players getting combined into the same space, and there's not much you really can do when you're so confined.
Things were confined, and then they opened up in a big way. It was mano-y-mano, Meyer on Musser. And Musser probably made the smart decision there to just bring his opponent down.
I'll tell you one thing, Calvin. The anticipation is high. People are ready for anything to happen right now, and anything could happen right now.
Got two men standing over the free kick for the Yellow Jackets. Looks to be Joshua Maurer to take. Drives one right into the wall. Kelliam Green takes one for the team. Holtzapple at the back. A long driven ball looking for Hensley. He's got space. Brings it down onto his left foot. That's blocked away. Still loose. Defiance calling for handball as they keep possession. Another one sent in. And sliding down for it, Jackson Vaca, to the applause of the crowd.
Calvin, I think I can hear the heartbeats of all of those Adrian defenders right there. The nerves have to be high in a situation like this.
Dante Grasso. Kelliam Green. 9.5 to go in the match. Green lost control of it. Stolen away by Campos Ortiz. And wasn't able to rein it in there as it goes out. Noah Savanberg in for Defiance. Enrique Monsalvo, who played the majority of the first half, but we haven't seen at all in the second, will check in replacing Connor Hayes. It's a bit of a chess match now between Charlie Miles and Josh Lubitsch.
Absolutely. Now we just need to figure out who's playing checkers.
Who can make the right move at the critical time. Holtzapfel will shield it for Ori Killam.
Didn't seem to be much enthusiasm for that ball, just everybody watching it go by them.
Musser, soft header, kept in by Ryder somehow. Strong bounce off the turf surface. Bulldog throw. Monsalvo, Jacob Rose, and he's called for a foul as he brought down Gelhausen, or rather that was Promsurin. Kill him. Quinn Holtzapfel. Jacob Maurer. Monsalvo flicks it on for Tapia creatively. Kelliam Green on the left side. Cutting into the penalty area, has a go. Blocked aside by the boot of Holtzapfel. Somehow kept in. Monsalvo will slide in for it. Switched over for Bader, and just an unfortunate bounce as it came off his foot, hit him directly on the right arm.
Unfortunate and unlikely, and just so many things you could say, Calvin. It's just really puts a damper on the mood and really on the pace of play here.
Grasso threaded for Tapia. Defiance will clear it away. Bulldogs smell blood here. Looking for the first win of the Charlie Miles era here tonight. Got under 7 minutes to find a winner as this is whipped in by Fritz, but not out. Maurer lost it. Kelliam Green touches onto his right foot. The strike sent it right into the goalkeeper. He shakes his head because had to just shoot it to either side.
Absolutely.
Sent it right into the keeper. Easier this said than done from the press box, but that was a prime scoring chance for Kelliam Green.
Such a pure shot, too, but like you said, any other direction would have just been right into the net.
Monsalvo knocked over a Yellow Jacket. That was Jeremy Fuller going to the ground. And a free kick for Defiance, and I think they're just going to try to take their time here and look to break up Adrian's momentum.
Absolutely. If you can get them too cooled down and off their toes, you might be able to take an advantage of it.
Holtzapfel from 43 yards. Vaca will snatch it with a firm grip. Long toss on for Alex Green, who wasn't looking in the direction, but he finds it. Far side for Grasso. Yuki is there for Defiance. Yuki knocked over by Grasso. Dante Grasso is going to be shown a yellow card here. Charlie Miles wasn't happy with the call. Voiced his complaint. And the official showed him a yellow card booking. So a warning given to Dante Grasso and the Bulldogs manager Charlie Miles.
Well, the stakes are high, Calvin, and the refs have to be just as on their toes as the players are, and they're really not going to take much of anything from anyone at this point.
Monsalvo. Finding it here, Stojkovic. Maurer. Hensley. Near the left corner flag. Great ball in. Falls to Maurer. He'll strike it away from goal as it was bouncing. 4:45 to go. Cameron Croyer in for Michael Yuki. I think Miles was upset on that previous play because there was no doubt a foul on Grasso, but didn't look like something that merited a yellow card offense.
No, especially with, like we've said multiple times at this stage, just how physical this matchup has been. If these referees are going to let it get to such physicality, they shouldn't be pulling out cards as liberally as they are.
Bader. In defense. Falls for Meyer. Maurer. Great cut to get around one. He's brought down. It was in the box. Referee points to the penalty spot. Bulldogs motioning that it was on the edge. Or, your apologies, it is going to be just outside of the penalty area. Initially looked like from the pointing motion that the official did signal for a penalty. But it's going to be right on the edge of the 18-yard box.
Not a good situation to be in, but I can't say this enough. The Bulldogs have lucked out in that positioning there. If they were, I think, even half a foot more into that, it couldn't have been any closer.
Two men standing over this one.
Bulldogs do have the man on the ground for the floor shot.
Looks to be Hensley and Meyer. Riley Hensley sent it right to Vaca. He makes a big stop. 3:20 to go.
The crowd is ecstatic here, Calvin. I'm sure even the folks at home can hear him over our mics.
The crowd's invested. We're invested. It's been a long time since we saw a win for this men's soccer team at Docking Stadium, and it's within their reach. 3 minutes to try and find a goal.
I truly believe this is anyone's game at this point.
This is what you live for. Tie game, 3 minutes left. It's time for somebody to step up and make a big play to win the game for their team. This is sent on. Cameron Croyer tackled away. Great work by Leline, the captain, leading by example. He picks out C.J. Fritz. Pristine first touch. Alex Green in the middle. They'll look for Juan Tapia right on the back line. Takes it in on the right wing. Juan Tapia with the ball. Lays off for C.J. Fritz looking to the far post. That's cleared away. Tapia has one on him, didn't realize, but it rolls out just in time for a throw. He didn't see him coming there, Dakota.
Absolutely not. My heart is pumping at this point.
Bader turned it over. Sent out by Jack Stanojkovic. Back for Tapia. One-on-one. Juan Tapia looking to cut it back. Looked to be out for a corner, and it will be. Referee points to the corner flag as we've got an Adrian player down in the penalty area. Who is that? We're going to stop the clock with $1:45 to go in the match. It's Alex Green holding his midsection. He's about to get back up, though, from the looks of it. May have had the wind knocked out of him. The trainer will head out on the field, and we'll step aside for a brief break. Alex Green being helped off the field by the trainer, just walking under his own power. Looks to be okay. I think he might have gotten the wind knocked out of him. We've got a corner kick upcoming for the Bulldogs here with 1 minute and 45 seconds left. It's a draw as things stand. Played in here. Header from Musser. Scored on a header about 20 minutes ago. That time wasn't able to direct it on target. Ori Killam to send it away. Has a wide open teammate. Musser there. Played it out. Minute 15 here. Savon Berg. Joshua Maurer. Tapia got a piece of him. It's still Joshua Maurer. Moving ahead. Worked wide, played back across by Stanojkovic. Hensley lost it. Ryder will head it out as we enter the final minute. One last attack for Defiance here. Long throw in into the area. Musser will head it along. Here's Tapia. Can he hang on? It falls to Grasso. Sends it to the far side. Killam will grab this one as it was sent too far in front of the attack. Just 15 seconds now. One last gasp for Defiance here. Joshua Maurer looking for a final attempt on net. He'll find one. What a save made by Jackson Vaca. There's not going to be enough time for them to take the corner kick. And that save by Vaca at the last minute will preserve the draw for the Bulldogs. That was one of the plays of the game there.
Like I said, Calvin, that would be called a leap of faith in some countries. It's just incredible what Vaca just did for the Bulldogs there. Secured not a loss, not a win, but a draw, and I would take that in my book.
Yeah, it's a match where either team could have had more, but neither was able to seize their opportunity, so it ends 1-1. Defiance got a goal from Riley Hensley. Bulldogs got a goal from Brady Musser, and it ends level. Adrian still unable to find that elusive first win of the season despite playing most of that second half in Defiance's end.
I agree, Calvin, but at the end of the day, even from last week when we last saw these Bulldogs here in Docking Stadium, I think their teamwork and their cooperation together has improved a lot. Like I stated earlier, the great Tribbiani said it's all about giving and receiving, and you just have to find that even medium. I think the Bulldogs are well on their way to finding that.
Yeah, certainly. Bulldogs now with an 0-5-2 record on the year. Defiance now 3-3-2. And like you said, Adrian wasn't able to find that turning point in the match where they were able to take the lead, but did a lot of positive things, and I think they've got a lot to be proud of and a lot to build on moving forward. What were some of the things you saw as positives?
Well, taking advantage of the decline defense for starters is one that the aggressiveness and the possession quality that they had was just phenomenal compared to what we've seen in the past. I think that if the Bulldogs can continue this streak of just improvement after game after game after game, each time we see them perform, we're going to see wonders working, Calvin.
Certainly. Well, that'll wrap things up here from Docking Stadium. Calvin Keys, Dakota Schneider with you. A.J. Pipkins running the camera for us tonight. We end in a draw. Final score, Adrian 1, Defiance 1. The Bulldogs will be back in action on Saturday as they take on Grace Christian University at 2 p.m. We'll have that one for you right here on ACTV. For our entire ACTV crew, I'm Calvin Keys. Have a great Thursday night, Lenawee County.
continue to take pride and learn from Asa Mahan's leadership today. The 161 years of commitment to harnessing the power of creativity, ingenuity, community, and academic excellence.
I believe that if you get your degree, the world is going to feel like it's shrinking to